Introducing the judges at ringside: Lawrence Cole, Keith Danzy, and Daniel Vanderweel. Introducing the referee in charge of this bout, he will be giving instructions after the introductions, Jerry McKenzie. All right, fans, here we go with the WBC Super Featherweight Championship of the World. 12 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the red corner. He is wearing black trunks with gold lettering, fighting out of and representing the beautiful city of San Antonio, Texas. He weighed in at 129 pounds with an undefeated record of 26 wins, no losses, 1 draw, with 12 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the NABF Featherweight Champion, ranked the number 3 WBC contender. Please welcome the pride of San Antonio, the undefeated Jesse James Leija. And his opponent across the ring, on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, the defending world champion, wearing gold trunks with red trim. He is hailing from Accra, Ghana. His weight, 128.5 pounds. His record, 37 wins, only 2 losses, 1 draw, with 26 wins coming by way of knockout. Welcome the former WBC Featherweight and current WBC Super Featherweight Champion of the world in his 10th defense of his title, introducing the Professor of Boxing, known as the Mighty Warrior, Azumah Nelson. Once again, here's the referee in charge, Jerry McKenzie.
Nelson with Leija. You've already had your instructions in the dressing room. Do we have any questions from either corner? All right. Number 1, protect yourself at all times. Have a good bout. Let's do it.
Well, after that interesting gunplay, I'm not sure if Leija is planning to box Azumah Nelson or shoot him.
You know, one thing that's curious, I've never seen Azumah Nelson walk in with such a dead look in his eyes. He didn't seem to have any fire. Look at him even now. I mean, even in the dressing room, he wasn't with that zip that he's got. What came over him, because he usually has such fire in his eyes.
I'll tell you, it doesn't look like much fire, but it looks like a bad mood.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe instead of being blank, maybe he's just getting angry.
Remember Melbourne, Australia, the fight with Fennick, number 2. He was coming down the aisles before that big crowd there. He was praying.
Yeah.
To each his own.
Well, this is Azumah Nelson's 20th world title fight. He's 16-2-1. Leija's first world title fight. Nelson's only 2 losses, a 15th round TKO to the late Salvador Sanchez in '82, which was his first world title fight. Nelson had only 2 weeks to prepare as a late replacement. And the other loss to a fellow by the name of Pernell Whitaker in 1990 via decision. Meanwhile, Leija trying to become the second San Antonian to win a world title. The first, Robert Quiroga, won the IBF Junior Bantamweight crown in 1990.
There you saw Nelson trying to goad him in, get him to get a little wild. And as I said earlier, Leija's got tremendous patience.
Well, Leija told us yesterday, I can't fight Azumah's fight, which is a brawling style. But by the same token, he said, I'm not going to back away. I'll move in and out.
Well, he just landed a beautiful, crisp combination on Azumah Nelson. Those are the kind that gain points. He's patient, all right, but this is just starting.
Right now, his jab, Leija, is a split second quicker than Nelson's, so it's got him a little off guard, a little off balance.
Nelson, a superb counter puncher. Leija will be doing a lot of jabbing. At least he said he'll try to be doing a lot of jabbing to try and counter that. Azumah often likes to fight off the ropes, giving the impression he's in trouble, as he did against Jeff Fennick, but he's actually unleashing vicious uppercuts in the process. And Leija, as this fight progresses, will have to be cognizant of that.
Nelson does use the ropes as leverage better than any fighter I've seen in a long time. He loves to spring off him and leap into his opponents with big shots.
Now there, Azumah's been winning the battle of the jabs just then. He landed 4 or 5 straight jabs, and you knew that overhand right was coming right after it.
Leija says, as great as Azumah Nelson is, if he keeps him guessing, it'll help his cause. Azumah goes in with one plan, says Jesse James Leija. If he has to change that plan, it could affect him. The crowd will react to every little thing that Leija does.
Remember, Azumah picks up a lot of that on his gloves and with his head movement. He's hard to hit flush, is Azumah Nelson.
Both of these fighters are very cute and very tricky. They block shots very well, and they're very subtle with their defense.
Nelson combines intelligence and power. Final 10 seconds of round 1 scheduled for 12. For the WBC Super Featherweight Championship.
Beautiful fight. Jabbing at his eyes. The jab is working. The jab at his eyes where he can't hit you with a right hand open, okay? Okay. He's jabbing up at his eyes where he can't get a right hand. That's all. You're fighting a beautiful fight.
Just double up with it. Double up with it. Double up with a jab. Make him commit himself.
But go up high with your jab. Don't jab low where he can hit a right hand. Jabbing at his eyes.
Make him commit himself.
Okay? Fighting a beautiful fight.
Come on. That right hand, James. Right over the top. Right over the top. Okay?
Round 2. What do you think? The edge to Leija in that first round?
And a very, very, very slight edge. He was a little more effective. Few extra jabs, 1 or 2 combinations more. But, you know, at this early stage with the champion you're facing, that can mean absolutely nothing.
It could go either way. It could have been a draw. I gave it to Leija's fight just to squeak because he was faster, because his jabs were. The voice you heard in the corner giving that really good advice was Emmanuel Stewart, who said keep the jab up, meaning keep it up at the forehead. Don't try to go down. Because you go down with that jab, he'll cross you over with the right hand. And he will. Azumah Nelson just waiting for the jab to lower.
Emmanuel Stewart and Jesse Rebello and Jesse Leija. Leija's dead working the corner.
And again at the end of that round, Azumah very deliberately walked back to his corner. I mean, almost like an old man walking that back there. I don't understand this this facade that he's got for this fight. He's almost as if he's not that much interested in this. You better wake up. This kid is very interested.
Well, being the professor that he is, he may be playing emotionally with Leija, but who knows?
The best flurry exhibited by Jesse James Leija as he went to the midsection of Azumah Nelson, but Azumah seeming unfazed.
Well, certainly Leija's is not impressed by his history. He is in there fighting. That's a nice shot to the body. Just a nice hook to the body by Leija's.
He's not wasting any energy either, Jesse. He's not overthrowing his punches. He's not loading up on every shot. He's being quick, sharp, to the point, and very accurate.
Leija, very aggressive fighter. Likes to attack, sharp counter puncher. Nelson similar to Chavez in that he's a skillful boxer as well as a ferocious puncher, and can be a punishing fighter who tries to wear down his opponents via a cumulative effect.
Boy, that
and going for the kill.
Nelson's right hand looks like he's got a spring in it. It's just ready to go. Look at how he's holding it. He wants to throw that so bad. There it goes.
There you saw Leija trying to get cute, whipping a left hook over that right hand, but it missed.
And Leija is smart because at least he's staying outside, because Azumah Nelson, an excellent inside puncher.
Yeah, well, what he is doing is he's standing right in front of the cannon. He's not giving him any side-to-side movement. If Nelson gets the range here, this guy is really getting confident. Is Leija's and standing right in front of Azumah for an old fighter. He doesn't have to go get him. He's standing in front of the cannon.
I'm surprised to see Azumah backing up quite as much as he is. You know, Jesse's not a big brawler type, and he said he wasn't going to brawl with Nelson, but he's constantly forcing the issue.
Oh, that's a great body shot by Nelson. Oh, another great body shot. Now that's thrown with a lot of force by Azumah Nelson.
Final seconds, round 2. Azumah Nelson coming alive. And standing by, coming up next, the WBC Super Welterweight Championship. Here's the champ, terrible Terry Norris, in his dressing room. Since winning the title with a first-round knockout of John the Beast Mugabe in 1990, he's knocked out 7 of his 10 opponents, 5 before the end of the 4th. Terry Norris, a fast worker. He'll try to make quick work of Joe Getty.
Back him. Very few guys back him up. Yeah. Usually you're backing him up good, but pick it up just a little bit faster. You don't have to punch that much, but just keep making him move faster.
Okay. Let that right hand go a little bit more, okay? Yeah. Let that right hand go a little bit more after jab.
Back him up a little bit. So giving him a little too much room.
Come on, James. Pick it up. Pick up the pace, baby. He can't go to a round. That's what he's doing. He can't go to a round. That's why.
And we are set for round 3. Jerry McKenzie is the referee out of Mesquite, Texas. Azumah Nelson and his trainer, Jose Buffalo Martin, not thrilled to have a referee from Texas. Nelson said everybody is helping Leija get the title, including the WBC president, Jose Suleiman. But there is one judge from Ghana, Keith Dedson.
I think there's another judge from Ghana, too, Azumah Nelson.
Yeah. Oh, nice hook. Nice hook by Azumah Nelson, which set back Jesse James Leija's on his heels.
Nelson began to come alive in the second round after Leija probably took the first round in close fashion. Keith Dadze of Ghana, Lawrence Cole of Dallas, Texas, and Daniel Vandelwiel of Belgium are the 3 judges. Little bolo action there from Azumah.
Crowd reacting to that little bit of showboating, uncharacteristic of Azumah Nelson. Doesn't do too much showboating.
In some situations here, you think that the ring experience might start to tell a little bit. Nelson not using as much energy as Leija, doing things very easy, just very nice, bringing Leija in and countering with some big punches.
Yes, he is. He's setting traps, and they're coming off. Now, the advice in the corner was back him up. Well, how do you back a guy up that's thumping you when you come in?
And another thing that Azumah Nelson does so well is block punches, and he's doing that with precision here. And now he's just working that jab to the head of Jesse James Leija. For Leija, this fight, whatever happens, is a crowning achievement. A young man who didn't even consider boxing until he was 19. He's now 27. Those punches were blocked by Azumah Nelson.
Starting to become more of a chess match right now. Jesse's really trying to figure out the champion. The champion's starting to figure out Jesse a little more.
Again, the crowd reacting, but not doing much damage to Azumah Nelson. Leija told us yesterday, I'm in a win-win situation with Azumah. If I lose, I'm still the NABF champ, and I can still try for the featherweight world title, but I am trying to get the super featherweight title now. The great thing about Jesse James Leija as a person, he said, the only thing that bothers me about this fight that I would not like to happen, when you're on top, people want you to give talks to kids. And now Leija unloaded.
A tremendous combination by Jesse James Leija, but what we've seen here is a lot of energy being expended, and the champion not stunned, not phased, slowly now walking Jesse backwards.
Back comes Azumah Nelson.
That combination was a thing of beauty on the part of Leija's, though, and that could have won him the round because it would be even up to that point. He landed a lot of punches, even though they didn't have big effect on Nelson.
Give me that. Move it off. Okay, more bitch in his arm. Come on. Don't relax, okay? More bitch. Throw it on the head.
Let's take a look at Nelson. Let's look at the attack of Nelson. Now you see Azumah, that was a great crunching left hook that Azumah landed. He's patient. He sees where he's at all times. Now let's take a look at the other side.
Well, you see the young challenger with his back to the ropes, also fighting well off the ropes, throwing a nice combination and landing a tremendous percentage of them all to Azumah Nelson's head.
I think that's what won him the round, and these rounds are all being very close. I'm sure the Ghana judge has all 3 for Azumah Nelson because they're very
Don't worry out there.
They're very close.
Round number 4 scheduled for 12.
Bobby, you made a good point in that Leija looks like he's expending all this nervous energy. It looks like it's bottled up, and he's just like blowing all his energy. And the other guy looks calm.
Sometimes the magnitude of the event drains you emotionally and takes your adrenaline, and that could be happening to the challenger here.
Well, every fight is an away game for Azumah Nelson. He is very much used to this hostile atmosphere. Leija feeds off the crowd, and the crowd behind him, as you can hear.
Now you see the tables start to turn as Leija is going backwards most of the time, and Nelson is coming forward. But Jesse James can fight going backwards too. He is a little bit of an outlaw.
But Azumah's throwing in the fight punches. It's almost as if his corner said, okay, now start throwing punches. Now those are end of fight punches right there.
Azumah Nelson has terrific power. He's not known as a one-punch knockout artist, but he sure does look like he's trying to end it with one punch here.
Oh, and a good counter punch by Leija. A great left hook on the inside.
Jesse James Leija with a combination. Oh, a big right hand to the head of Azumah Nelson.
Well, I'll tell you what, if they wanted to test the heart of the challenger, they got their answer. He's ready to fight.
Downstairs and up by Leija. Leija looking very sharp.
He took a big shellacking and came back just like if nothing had happened. That shows me a lot for Leija.
That is an incredible emotional booster for a young fighter like that, especially against such a legend.
Especially when the legend is thumping those hard shots off your kidneys and your head. He was pumping away.
Leija feels very prepared to fight Azumah Nelson, having beaten 2 world champions. That was glove on glove, but it sure sounded worse.
Azumah's coming in with repeated jabs and then trying to land that hard right hand, and then watch the hook afterwards, because he can do that as good as anybody.
He has a vicious left hook to the body, but that overhand right may be the telling blow for this particular fight.
There it is. There it is. That's that right hand winging over in an arcing fashion.
But Jesse James Leija able to duck.
I think I see a little bit of blood by Jesse's left eye, but I'm not certain.
The left hand pushing Nelson back. Under 30 seconds, round 4.
It looks like there's a little nick there. Nothing big, but there is a drop. There's that right hand again, Bobby.
It's finding its mark, and that can be trouble for our challenger.
Well, this is the round that Azumah Nelson got serious.
And Nelson able to scramble away. Huge crowd here at the Alamo Dome that includes several celebrities, including Irvin Magic Johnson, big boxing fan. The crowd seeing Magic's picture up on the big screen, giving him an ovation.
And now let's see how the old warrior goes at trying to finish this fight with one punch. Look at these punches. They're determined. They're hard. He wants to end it on one, and he can't get that one because Leija was very clever, and yet he comes back.
Well, here you see Leija, credit to the challenger's heart and his ability. He comes back, lands a couple of combinations, and definitely gets the attention of the champion. Back him into the corner and working him nicely.
Good round of championship fighting.
Behind the right hand. Come on, Bubba.
And we begin round 5. This is for the WBC Super Featherweight Championship. The champion Azumah Nelson in the gold with red trim. The challenger Jesse James Leija, who just uncorked the combination in the black. That is San Antonio.
That was a very cute uppercut he just landed, and he came back with another one, although he ran into a hook himself.
Nelson stalking. Again, Leija standing just in front.
And he doesn't waste any motion. When they break, he's always got a little hook, something to remind you that he's been there. Azumah Nelson just doesn't stop. Every second he's looking for you.
Jesse seems to be trying to come up the middle a little more inside that big looping right hand. We'll see if he's effective with it. A couple of those uppercuts landed right on the mark.
I say this for Jesse, I don't see any wear and tear with the kind of shots he's been taking. It looks like at least his confidence will be shaking a little bit, and he's not. He's still there, and he's still just fighting as hard as he has been. This is a very even fight up to now.
Jesse looks a little more comfortable now. He may very well have gotten the butterflies out of his system. He got the big punches, he gave the big punches, and now he's ready to settle into his game.
Yeah, we better not settle in too deep because he's not doing any fighting now. He's just looking right now. He's just spent about 30 or 40 seconds without doing anything. That's the kind of stuff that you can't do with Azumah Nelson. He'll steal around from you.
Well, because Azumah punches so hard, too, he always keeps anyone that fights him a little bit worried.
Well, look how inactive he's been now. Most of this round, Leija has really not come forward throwing anything. He's trying just to react to Azumah, pulling back every time Azumah punches hard. He's got to do something to win a round.
A lot of posturing going on by Jesse James Leija, but not much happening.
What's happening is Nelson's jabbing him silly. Keeps that up, he's setting up the right hand.
There's also another little nick under Jesse's right eye. I see a little bit of blood there, but doesn't seem to be anything that could be dangerous to the fight.
No, it just goes to show you that those blows that Azumah is landing are causing damage to the tissues.
Get him up, James. Get him up now. Come on.
That was a kind of low blow that doesn't hurt, but it definitely is low.
Kind of hit him in the buttocks, hip area.
Looked like Leija just conserving energy here in round 5.
Yeah, he sure gave that one away. That was a Christmas present.
And coming up following this fight, the WBC Super Welterweight Championship right here. A look at the challenger. This is Joe Gaddy in his dressing room, awaiting his first world title attempt against a fierce competitor, terrible Terry Norris. Gaddy 20-2, 15 knockouts, all 15 within the first 3 rounds. He's rated number 3 by the WBA, number 7 by the IBF, number 11 by the WBC. One of the greats to be, perhaps, Oscar De La Hoya. And he's hearing it from the crowd, wearing the Chavez headband. You know who he's rooting for.
I know what he jabbed. I know he jabbed with the right hand. Come on, Jim. We got to start stealing the rounds, okay? Okay. We're halfway now, Bubba. Come on, let's go.
And we are now into round 6.
One's commission.
And the corner says we're halfway. That's the kind of mathematics that confuses the boxer. Not quite. You got to get through 6 to be halfway. And then you got 6 big rounds to go with this guy, and then wants to punch your head. Oh, nice right hand right on the button of Azumah Nelson by Leija.
And he still carries that poker face. You can't even tell when he's hurt.
Jesse James Leija unloading his best punch of the night.
That one caused sweat to fly all the way out to where we're sitting here, and that was a beauty. And yet, it did not have any effect on Nelson that we can see.
Azumah Nelson exhibiting a tremendous chin.
Nice jab.
Nice stiff jab. See, here's a round where Leija has come back after taking a round off. Now, his corner sent him out to fight.
Tell you right now, Nelson's not doing a lot, but he's the kind of guy that, you know, round 9, round 10, round 12 shows up, he's getting a little stronger, and this is why he knows where to save his energy.
Yeah, that comes with all that experience and talent. Leija fighting a much better round this round than the last round, which he seemed to take off.
In the past, not uncommon for Nelson to fall behind on scorecards in the early rounds and slowly and systematically punish his opponent before moving in for the finish. We've seen that happen before. Past the midway point of round 6. Leija going to the body, now upstairs, but Nelson had that well guarded.
There you see Leija pull back. He doesn't want to get overconfident. He doesn't want to waste a lot of energy. And Nelson is almost asking him to do just that.
He's asking him, inviting him to come to the ropes. And as he told us yesterday, we looked at those tapes. We don't want to get him on the ropes. If he gets to the ropes, we want to get him off. And he did just that. Good instruction by his corner and a good strategy taken by Leija.
When you look at Azumah, it really almost seems as if he is teaching, if he's the professor. He's so confident in there.
A little more cat and mouse.
Yeah, a lot
trying
of
to figure each other out a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of feints and a lot of see what you go for.
I think they're both beginning to realize this is going to be a long and hard fight, and that it's going to be important through the rate of attrition to stay in there.
Get him up, James. Get him up.
As we head for the bell.
Azumah, please. The man is here. You only any time. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Échale un poco de agua por la cabeza. Échale agua por la cabeza. Échale bastante ahí. Ahí. Ahora, baby. Ahora, baby.
Here's a wake-up call that Leija's put right on Azumah Nelson. Catches attention. Look at that right hand. See the sweat just pour off? Let's take another look at that. Bobby, why did he get hit so open?
Well, I'll tell you what, he drops his hand, he leans back. See how he just leans back? There's nowhere to go. The right hand is on its way, and he's not going to get out of the way of it. A great shot. Maybe a little more follow-up was necessary.
Right hand is going to do it. The right hand is going to do it. Right off the jab. He got a slow jab. He got a slow jab. Yeah, but double step with it. Step in. Double step with it.
Round 7, scheduled for 12, WBC Super Featherweight Championship.
Now we're halfway, and it's still pretty much an even fight.
Yep, I got it an even fight. And another one of those right hands. It's
Same shot.
A spray of perspiration our way, or water, our way. Same shot, same time at the opening of the round when Azumah was too confident.
I think too relaxed. He just seems to be a little too relaxed tonight.
Yeah, that fire is not there. It's what we saw walking in. He just didn't see, even when he was punching in the dressing room, he wasn't punching with his usual strength. I don't know. I saw that, and I just thought it was different. He looked different.
Leija continues to stand right in front of the champion, Azumah Nelson.
Another low blow. Referee wants to say something, but didn't.
That was kind of grazing. I don't think it was too much that anybody could pay attention to.
That wasn't something you warned something. I would start to warn him if I keep him up, because he's landed a lot of low blows. Mostly to the back, but they're low nonetheless. That's silly on the part of Azumah. He's got his hands down, just tempting him to come in.
There has to be a strategic purpose for what he's doing. I'm not sure what it is, but the professor, the teacher he is.
Maybe he's just trying to lure him into combat.
You always do feel as if Azumah Nelson has something lurking, no matter what.
Well, he always has that big right hand up his sleeve. That we all know.
Oh, nice right hand by Nelson. Had missed a big uppercut, but came back with a big right hand, and now Leija comes back with it.
Furious exchange.
Good body shots by Leija. Uppercuts on the inside by Nelson.
And both landing.
Great give and take by both fighters. Nobody's getting the edge so far.
And again, Jesse, James Leija said to us yesterday he did not want to get into a brawling situation with Azumah Nelson, but that's what we're seeing here in round 7.
Well, Azumah's obligating him to do so by his pressing tactics and by the fact that he's putting on steam. He wants to get this guy out of here.
Not only that, I think something that I've always maintained, every fighter has to get his, as we say, pound of flesh to get the respect of the other fighter, especially such a great fighter that has the power of Nelson, just to keep him off.
You never know what's going to happen, but you get the feeling Azumah Nelson is sucking him in.
You feel that the trap's being laid, yet the young man is answering the call.
There was the first good trap. You throw your right hand and let it go by, and I'm going to nail you with a combination, and that's just what Azumah Nelson did. Look at that uppercut. That'll land one of these times, and it'll be all over.
And the round's flying by. Final seconds, round 7.
He's getting tired. The punches that you've been listening with earlier in the round, you're starting to get to him, which you understand? Because he was pulling back on the punches. He's not going underneath your punches, he's pulling back. As he gets tired, his judgment is going to be off. The shots that you've been falling short, you're going to start finding them.
Sit still, baby.
With the left hook and the right hand, okay?
All right, let's watch Leija at work for a change. That's that right hand that we keep talking about. Azumah let him land a couple of those, and they're devastating. But later in the round, let's take a look at what happened.
Well, later on, they have a good exchange where they're back and forth. Azumah Nelson tries to come on and back Jesse off, and Jesse stands with him as if to say, I'm here and I'm not going anywhere. Fires back, counters back, exchanges, give and take, both landing.
Yeah, excellent round. Excellent round for both.
Let's go.
Well, I tell you what, I sure hate to have have money on this fight one way or another, or have the judge.
The judges, Keith Dadzi of Ghana, Lawrence Cole of Dallas, Daniel Vandelweil of Belgium. Well, they have their work cut out tonight.
It's going to hang on what the Belgian says, because I guarantee you, if you're from Ghana, it's going to be Nelson's fight, and if you're looking at it from a Texas viewpoint, it's Leija, because this is close.
The chance of Jesse James Leija. You heard Emmanuel Stewart in Leija's corner say he's getting tired. We'll see. He's talking, of course, about Azumah.
You'll watch now, too, in these rounds, as we get to mid-late rounds, that those body shots will start to take the toll on both fighters.
It is round 8 scheduled for 12. They stand toe-to-toe.
Leija's gambling a little bit more now. Willing to go toe-to-toe. Out-slicking, out-speeding. Maybe not out-slicking, but out-speeding Azumah Nelson. Youth is served here when he gets in close, how he can keep this up. We'll soon see.
The 27-year-old Leija with the young legs against the 35-year-old mighty warrior in gold, Azumah Nelson. 5 years he's held the title. The crowd really into this.
Well, this is a local favorite. This kid is undefeated, and he's a sweetheart here in this community, so
And
they
a
got to be
great
for
kid.
him.
In between those bursts of combinations, we have a lot of this chess match like boxing, watching each other, slipping punches, looking for that opening that may decide the round.
Oh, good left hand by Leija. Good short, crisp left.
He was looking and he found it.
And he found a little right hand that followed it by Azumah. And you just don't get away without getting a receipt from this guy.
I think he just got a receipt there and some change.
Yeah. I'm amazed that he hasn't gone more to the body, Azumah Nelson, because that's his fight to the body.
Get up and break. Get back.
There have been no knockdowns. We're in round 8.
A very cautious round on both fighters' behalves. Watching, still looking for that shot. One or two small bursts, but nothing consistent.
Azumah Nelson uncharacteristically a little too relaxed. Little flurry there from Jesse James Leija, but pitter-patter. Right hand by Leija, glancing blow, didn't have full impact.
Leija's eyes are slowly closing up on him, though. There's a nice right hand.
Nasty little mouse underneath that left eye. Could be trouble later, but we got 8 rounds just about under our belt.
That'll do it. Let's go over to Montel Williams.
I'll tell you, Steve, I've been walking around in the crowd here, and it is electric. I'm telling you, everybody's really getting their feeling. If you look around in this dome, which really isn't a dome, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. It costs $186 million to build, 1.2 million square feet, and tonight they estimate we are well over 60,000 fans in the room. I'm going to come right back to you, Steve, but I'm telling you, 60,000 people rocking for a hometown boy. Back to Steve Albert.
Thanks, Montel. Because of this fight, people have converged on San Antonio. This is city we're hosting a national convention.
Oh, we can have it. We can have it.
Don't worry, James. You got to take this round now, okay? You got to finish strong. Okay? Keep doubling up with that jab. You don't got nothing behind his punches anymore. Okay? Just double up with a jab, and that right hand got to be strong. Right on the money. Come on.
Round number 9.
I think a great deal of the people that came to this fight, 60,000, came because Jim Hill was a big high school star here, and they've come to see him.
There you go.
Hey, listen, when you come from Highland High, people come to say, where's Jim?
It has nothing at all to do with Julio Cesar Chavez or Jesse James Leija.
Well, we've got a pretty even fight, Bobby. I got Azumah slightly ahead, but it could just as soon be Leija. This is one of those fights that defies accurate judging. Boy, you got to see the give and take of both fighters. So far, no one has established himself as dominant over the other.
I'll tell you, this is a difficult type of fight to score. A little bit of give and take, a little bit of ebb and flow. A couple of punches here, a couple there. So the round starts to teeter-totter all the way to the end. Whoever closes stronger invariably wins some of these close rounds. Right now, I also have it very close.
Wild miss by Azumah Nelson. Nelson now working the jab, trying to set up for the right.
You know, you get the feeling a determined burst that takes 2 or 3 rounds in a row will win this fight. You know, you get that feeling if one guy gets on a roll and goes 2 or 3 rounds in a row, he can take this fight. Right now, no one has done that. They've just been trading rounds. Wicked uppercut to the body by Azumah Nelson. And rattles your rib cage.
I think the championship rounds, 11 and 12, may be the difference, and that's where Nelson is. He's at home. The past 5 years, that's all he's known, championship rounds.
Well, Bobby, but even a great champion like Azumah Nelson gets old one night. It may be the night tonight. Certainly, he's got a guy in front of him that has given him all he wants. No respect. He's gone right to him.
Up until this point, and even against Gabriel Ruelas, we didn't see much evidence of Azumah aging. But it seems to be a case here tonight. Generally, the skills do erode gradually.
He's got a guy with a lot of confidence. He's never been beaten. He's in front of his hometown. He's doing all right. He's taking all the shots and nothing's bothered him. So, hey, this is going to be an interesting finish to this fight.
Jesse's fighting a smart fight. He's using his quick hand speed and the youth that he does have. But I'll tell you what, the strength factor might be the difference in the stretch.
And he comes into this fight, does Jesse James Leija, with tremendous confidence, as he imparted to us yesterday. He feels now he's got the experience under his belt to take on a guy like Azumah Nelson. And he's exhibiting that here tonight.
Well, he's certainly done nothing here tonight that would besmirch his reputation, not even an ounce.
That one missed. Oh, a wide-ranging left by Nelson. Good uppercut by Azumah Nelson.
That may be the first clinch of the fight. I mean, have you seen him clinch beside that?
It was a smart clinch.
Yeah, really smart.
Well, things really heating up here as we take a look at terrible Terry Norris doing some shadow boxing in his dressing room, getting the applause, the rhythmic applause from his support team, getting set to defend the WBC Super Welterweight Championship.
Turn around now, okay? Time to work, baby. Get the middle around the bar. The man is tight like motherfucker, you know? Put the pressure inside the man. Inside the man. This one is inside no punch. Let's go pull your punch. You're going to be punch.
This is the rounds that we need.
Daniel, what's this one, Daniel?
Don't get caught with nothing short.
Okay, beautiful.
Don't get caught with nothing short, Jay. Nothing short. Okay, you keep moving on him just like you were. Steal the round. Okay, he's frustrated.
We go into double figures, round 10. Steal around, the words of Jesse Ravello and Jesse James Leija's corner.
I think this is where the fight really sits. The finisher, the one who finishes these last 3 rounds the stronger, may get this decision just on that alone.
Again, one judge from Dallas, one from Ghana, the neutral judge from Belgium.
What do they have in Belgium?
Not waffles. Not much boxing.
Get him up, get him up, get him up. Watch your head, watch your head. Watch your head.
I think we just had an accidental headbutt. Jesse's eye swelled immediately. It was already swelling some, but it just right away started to puff up.
Referee Jerry McKenzie hasn't had to do much work here tonight. The two men in front of him doing it all.
Get him up, let him up, let him up, let him up, let him up.
Azumah's corner said, okay, step on it. We need these rounds now. They're so right. They need these rounds, and he better step it up. These are the rounds that will decide this fight. It's still up in the air. Well, that must have been some head bump, Bobby. That head bump.
See some swelling.
Yeah.
Blood on the forehead of Leija.
You see a terrible knot right above his left eye, Leija.
And it's red.
The pace quickens. The crowd getting louder.
So right here is where I think Nelson may just be too strong physically. Big bombs, heavy hands, and his presence is always right in front of you, keeping mental pressure on Leija. And for a young fighter chasing a champion of this caliber, it could be just a bit too much.
He can be relentless.
And he's punching in bunches there. If he misses two, he hits one, the third one. And he's shortening his punches. Just what Leija's corner told him, don't let him do. Don't let him shorten those punches. And that's just what Azumah's doing.
I have to tip my hat to Leija, though. He has answered the call every time, never really backing off. Or he's just kept in this fight.
Neither backing off nor grabbing, nor clinching. No way to steal a minute's rest. He's in there. Oh, look at that nice right hand by Leija.
And then Nelson missing the counter. Two class fighters in there. In the final seconds of the 10th round. Whatever happens, Leija's stock goes up.
Whoa.
Isn't that enough left? Huh? You would have called for it.
Give me some ice.
I got it right here.
Take this one down. Okay, what round is this coming up?
Grab the cup, Manuel.
Hey, Ray, he's beginning to butt already. He's beginning to butt.
All right, get up.
Just cool. You got to win this round, okay?
I can't give him
You
any
may have
round.
lost that round because you didn't punch enough. His confidence is picking back up.
Close your eyes.
You got to punch at him a little bit to get him
All right,
off
let's take a look
okay?
at this butt.
But
Let's see
keep
what
your right
happened
hand.
that gave him Leija such a knot.
Sort of just swung under.
Boy, that wasn't a
did
big
Nelson and banged into him.
Let's look at another look, because that didn't look very big to me.
Bang.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't a kind of buffalo button head.
No, it wasn't a buffalo head.
Yeah, now, you know, when you both go back and say, what was that? It's kind of a glancing butt. But it sure had an adverse effect on the forehead of Leija.
It would be a shame for that to taint this fight at all.
All right, these two rounds.
Championship round.
The championship in play right now. In play. This is a very even fight.
Emmanuel Stewart said in the corner to Jesse, said, you lost that round, you didn't throw enough punches, you have to win this round. Let's see what that does for the young fighter.
Azumah Nelson defending his WBC super featherweight title here against the upstart Jesse James Leija.
Step back, come on.
Nelson looked frustrated as he stepped back. The crowd building once again behind Jesse James Leija. Big right hand there by Azumah Nelson.
Azumah's getting stronger.
And
This is what I was talking about, that strength.
And he's throwing punches with his whole body, Bobby. I mean, you could see him. He's trying to put maximum strength and effect into it.
He legitimately has bad intentions on most of those right hands.
I think he's getting to Leija for the first time in the fight. For the first time, Leija showed sign of weariness.
Low blow there by Azumah Nelson, and he missed with the wild right.
The pressure is all Azumah. Azumah is taking command. about that for missing. You missed and you got 3 little punches in return.
This is that attrition process we talked about earlier. He just wears everyone down. No matter how old he gets, he just is still doing his thing in rounds 11 and 12.
Nelson really going to work here now on the attack.
No surcease. He gives him no time to take a breath. He's right on top of him is Azumah Nelson.
Crowd urging Leija on, though. Getting behind him. Hoping to give him that adrenaline that he so desperately needs now.
Have to admire the courage of Leija. He hadn't given up an inch. He's still in there giving it all he's got, but he's taking a shellacking now.
The chance of Leija.
Jesse wants to do something, but he just can't. He just doesn't have quite what he needs to get it done. The champion has a little too much juice at this stage of the fight.
And an assault there by Azumah Nelson. Back came Leija.
There's no quitting Leija whatsoever. He really wants this championship.
Big round for Azumah Nelson. Boy, did he put on the gas.
We're going to this round.
3 minutes away from being champion of the world, okay? But the fight is close enough where if you don't win this round, you may not get it. I'm telling you right now, you're not in the outer way home. You've got to win this round, okay? You got 3 minutes and you're champion.
This is the last round, okay? Like the gym. I like this round like the first round, okay? Beautiful, you possible do it, like the first, okay?
Thank you, baby, thank you.
Give for me this round, give me for me this round.
You have to chase him now. He's tired, Azumah.
Take it. Get him. Get the inside. Don't get careless out there, James. Got 3 minutes. You'll be the champ, baby. We got to steal the round, though. We got to get the round. Do the champ.
Here we go, round 12. They'll touch gloves. Great sportsmanship. They said something to each other. Here we go. Emmanuel Stewart saying, you're 3 minutes from being champion of the world, but if you don't win this round, you may not get it.
I think Emmanuel's doing whatever he can to implore his fighter, just give it his all.
Yes.
Some of the rounds were so close it could be judged either way, especially in Texas.
Yep, that's all you got going for you. Because in the other corner, they said, Nelson, give it to me like you did the first round. I would have said, give it to me like you did that last one. The last one was some kind of piece of work.
The crowd is on its feet in appreciation of the efforts of both of these fighters. It's been a great fight.
No question about it. 12th and final round for the WBC Super Featherweight title. Azumah Nelson with a barrage. Leija trying to summon something from deep.
And there is that characteristic Azumah Nelson, that kind of African stalking through the woods look. I mean, boy, when he gets that, it looks like you don't have a chance. He's coming for you. Leijas is buying every minute. Now you know who's tired.
Leija got really cute. He held on to him, turned to his corner and listened for some instructions.
Yeah, like what? Like try to survive.
Meanwhile, Azumah Nelson looked down at us and smiled.
He's quite a character.
Leija. But nothing doing.
Well, Azumah Nelson giving his final exam here. This is his oral, and he is doing it like the champion he is.
This is the Regents, the SATs, everything wrapped into one. Right.
Yeah, this is everything.
Oh, what a shot.
Right on the button.
What a shot by Azumah Nelson right down the pipe. But what a chin on Leija. He's back.
Less than a minute in round 12.
Leija taking a pummeling.
I'll tell you what, right now, Azumah Nelson is totally in control.
Look at
There is no quitting Leija. Look at Leija.
Look at that.
There's that trap on the ropes, though. You got to watch that with the old man.
Nelson comes out smiling. Toying with Leija. 30 seconds left in the fight.
Azumah Nelson in command. professor. He's finishing up big.
The roof will come off when this fight ends.
I'll tell you what, I truly believe that Jesse James Leija will be world champion one day, but I just know it wasn't today.
It was a great effort, great theater just before by Jesse James Leija, but I'm afraid it may not have been enough.
Listen, if they take the title away from Azumah Nelson off of that fight, they should have a little trouble here, because that finish was so big that nobody could take a title away from a warrior like that off that performance.
Once again, the strong finish and rally by Azumah Nelson.
Watch Azumah's intent to hurt, and when he throws with everything, see how he comes back right hand, gonging right off the chin, and then he comes back again, and here he comes again, and that's the way the whole round went. Let's take another look at it.
Yeah, he started to get into his tribal dance, walking to Jesse, doing what he wanted, slipping punches, bang. Same combination from a different angle, right on the button, and he took the last few rounds, and I think he won the fight.
It is now the hands of the judges. Keith Dadsey of Azumah Nelson's home of Ghana, plus Lawrence Cole of Dallas, Texas, and Daniel Van der Weil of Belgium.
We may need to get under the ring if this decision goes against Texas, because the crowd seems to think he won the fight. Maybe their hearts instead of their minds.
Yes, as they salute the challenger, Jesse James Leija, who is beloved here in San Antonio. Outstanding effort by the young man.
Kick the shit out of him.
But always difficult against this man, Azumah Nelson. His 10th defense of the title, a title he's held since February of 1988, when he decisioned Mario Martinez. He's held the title for 5 years. His only losses to the late Salvador Sanchez in '82, KO by 15, and against Pernell Whitaker in 1990 via decision. They sure are taking their time, Bobby, making sure that they've got this one right.
They're dotting the I's and crossing the T's and double checking the arithmetic, I'm sure.
Azumah Nelson posing for the crowd, and thus the booing reaction. And there is your referee, Jerry McKenzie, standing between Nelson and Leija, holding their hands, ready to raise one. We are set for the decision. Let's go up to our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, we have a split decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Van der Weil scores the bout 116-115, Azumah Nelson. Judge at ringside, Lawrence Cole scores the bout 115-113, Jesse James Leija. Judge at ringside, Dadsey scores the bout 118-112 in favor of the winner and still champion, Azumah Nelson.
Well, there you have it. Azumah Nelson retains his title. The neutral judge from Belgium had it Nelson. The Dallas judge had it Leija. And the Ghana judge had it Nelson.
What we kind of figured out about Ghana and Texas, I really believe by a slight edge that Azumah Nelson won the fight. We had it roughly 116, 113, 14. Birdie and myself he deserved to keep his championship. Leija fought a great fight, but it wasn't quite enough to take that man's championship.
Big finish by Azumah Nelson, solidifying the victory. And don't forget, coming up here at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas, the WBC Super Welterweight Championship with terrible Terry Norris defending his title against Joe Getty. A tough act to follow. There he is, the champion, terrible Terry Norris, from up in the Texas Panhandle, Lubbock, Texas, although he makes his home now in San Diego, California. Comes off the victory over Australian Troy Waters, not without some anxious moments where he was actually knocked down for only the second time in his pro career. The first time by Julian Jackson. Tonight he sets his sights on young Joe Getty. Right now we are set for post-fight reaction. Should be interesting. So let's go up into the ring of the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco.
Azumah, why did you wait so long to get started?
You know, if I'm in good condition, it takes me a long time before I warm up, before I come in.
You know, I saw you walking in. I didn't see the fire in your eye like you usually had. You walked in very calm, and I thought, uh-oh, this guy hadn't got the fire that he had. You didn't look like you had yourself.
You know, I have a problem from Ghana, you know, and I'm not happy myself, you know, but I thank God that I won. For one, I know I'm going to win, but I can perform the way I wanted to perform.
Did you think you needed that last big finish to win the title?
You know, I'm always finish hard. You know, that's the problem. If I fight you from first to 9 rounds, the 3 rounds remaining, I know I'm going to take it. So no question about that.
Buffalo, the trainer, I'm going to speak in Spanish a minute and translate it. ¿Tú estás preocupado que este podía perder esta pelea aquí? Or were you worried he could lose it here?
No, really no. I look in all the rounds, you know. I know Azumah he balanced the fight, you understand, very well. Azumah sees something back in the middle rounds, he talked to me, you know. He said, don't worry, I win the fight, you understand? And not complain, the guy is all right. Azumah win unanimous decision, you know.
All right. So, Azumah, not one of your best, but certainly one of your greatest finishes, because you did finish well. And Don King, is this a harbinger of what's to come? We got a one Texas judge who gave him the fight, gave the other boy the fight from Texas. Are we going to have that problem with the last fight?
I feel they're going to get fair judgment on this fight. I think Zuma started slow, as he said he had to get warmed to go. We just want Zuma to start a little earlier from now. So I want to admonish Buffalo and Eddie Mafus and all of them to encourage him to be ready to come out, because he's one of the best fighters in the world. He's a legendary champion. We're very proud of him. I'm very thankful that he won tonight, and we're looking forward to bigger and better things with Azumah Nelson.
All right.